mission is to champion the power of art in everybody's lives. That is also what public art asks us to do. The best public art stops us on our tracks and asks us to be more open. It reminds us of our capacity to see possibilities that don't yet exist. I will tell you 3 very short stories and ask you to imagine. Imagine 50 years ago. You are Chicago's mayor, and on a day like today, you dedicate a sculpture that has no precedent. It looks nothing like the commemorative monuments that Chicagoans know as public art. You, Mayor Richard J. Daley, take a leap of faith. You do so, and I quote, with the belief that what is strange to us today will be familiar tomorrow. Now you imagine that you are William E. Hartman, a civic leader and a senior partner at the prestigious architecture firm Skidmore, Owings & Merrill. It is 1963. Your firm is involved in the planning of the new Civic Center where we stand today. You know there is more at stake than just buildings and a plaza. You have been witnessing the exodus of wealth from the city to the suburbs, the loss of industry and commerce, the decline of education in Chicago. From your travels to Europe and New York, you know that to remain a great city, the urban core has to remain vibrant. You believe that as a symbol and site of government, the Civic Center needs to be something worth talking about. You express that the plaza and its buildings need to stand for the strength of the central city. You meet with other planners and civic leaders. You reach out to experts at the Art Institute of Chicago who help you scheme a way to approach no one less than Pablo Picasso. The experts write him a letter, and soon after that, you and a small group visit Picasso in his studio in the south of France and ask the greatest, most famous artist alive to make an artwork for the new plaza. Now imagine that you are Picasso. You are 83 and world famous. You have been asked to design a major artwork for a city you have never visited. You have been shown photographs of Chicago, and you have been told stories about the city. This would be your first monumental sculpture outdoors in the United States. The artwork will be sited in the heart of Chicago, a city rebuilt from the ashes by the best architects anywhere. The artwork needs to relate to a building made of steel that has not yet been finished, the kind of Corten steel produced by machines in Gary, Indiana. You take a risk. You spend more than a year planning with form through drawings and sculptural models, and in the end, you, Picasso, make a modern artwork for a modern city, a city of commerce, of industry, of architecture and culture. You are so proud of what you've done that you gift one of the models and a set of drawings to the Art Institute, and not only that, you refuse payment and you gift the sculpture to the city. Through the power of its startling forms and its towering grace, the work of art you have conceived asks every Chicagoan and every visitor to also take a leap of faith. Perhaps in its ambiguity, the work of art asks us to embrace openness and possibility, to celebrate the changing, multidimensional, and brave spirit of this city. I invite you to see Picasso's drawings and that maquette at the Art Institute in the galleries. Founded only 8 years after the Great Chicago Fire, the Art Institute was also the proud product of a bold civic vision to make a city not as it had been, but as it could be, with art and culture at its heart. Today, week after week, thousands come to this very plaza to see Chicago's Picasso and to play on it, to buy produce, to enjoy music, to make their way to work, and sometimes to protest. Millions also gather a few blocks away in Millennium Park to see and enjoy a marvelous fountain and a resplendent bean, major public artworks created by two of the world's most important artists today, John Plaza and Anish Kapoor. These and many other public artworks provide focal points for community. They remind us that art is not an enhancement, it is a necessity. Art asks us to take a leap of faith. Whether as makers or as viewers, art asks us to exercise our imagination and open our sense of possibility. Thank you.